You are now tuned in to the Brown Spade. So today, well, the water's a little choppy right now, but today, what about, I'm going to ask you a question out there. I'm going to ask you a question out there in the YouTube world. If a 31-year-old got a 13-year-old pregnant. Sound crazy, right? If a 31-year-old male got a 13-year-old girl pregnant, he's going to jail, right? He's the scum of the earth. I agree. He would be considered the scum of the earth, a pedophile, child molester, rape, whatever you want to call it. He would be all those, the most worst thing you can imagine. But regardless of what we classify those crimes, which it is a crime because the child is an adolescent, they will go to jail, right? So, y'all explain to me that a 31-year-old woman in Colorado got pregnant by a 13-year-old boy last year. They went to court this year. She's not going to do 1 day in jail. Excuse me for this gum. She's not going to do 1 day in jail. No time whatsoever. I think she gets something super light, like some probation type of stuff, but no time. Not to mention that she got pregnant by a 13-year-old boy. We're talking about the United States. You're talking about double standards. And again, I'm not trying to justify the crime. A crime is a crime, regardless of who does it. White, black, fat, skinny. It doesn't matter. A crime is a crime. So why in the world that the law allow this woman to walk scot-free by coming into this 13-year-old boy's life? Not only did she have sex with him, she conceived a child. She made him a father at the age of 13. And again, she's 31. He's 13. Should she not be in jail? Did the law bend for her because she's a woman? And this is what I say with double standards in the way of the world. And some people are going to argue and say, oh, it go both ways. No, again, I'm not trying to justify that because it's wrong. No adult should have no kind of sexual contact with any child, period. Let alone conceive a child in the midst of committing such an act. It's sad. It's just the world we living in. It's a crazy world. It's not an outrage about it. People not talking a lot about it. But I just thought the hypocrisy of it, you know, nobody made a big fuss about it. You know, we live in a world, well, in the West, particularly United States. If an older guy even mess with a young woman, oh, he's a sugar daddy. Well, you ain't got no business messing with her, even if she's legal age. That's what we are in the United States. That's how the mindset is in the United States. But if an older woman get with a younger man, do your thing, girl. Do your thing, girl. I hear you. Do your thing, right? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the hypocrisy, not just in the law, but the hypocrisy in how we think in the Western world. This lady should be in jail, but she's a free woman. She gave birth to that child. She had a baby boy. This young man is a father, and he was manipulated. He was taken advantage of. But I guess because she's a woman, she could get away with it, right? Because if he was a male, let's be fair and let's be honest. If that was a 31-year-old man, he would have been in jail the same freaking day. When they would have went to court, he would have got sentenced football numbers. And so, I don't know. You guys, please put some comments. I'm going to show this video, but please put in your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I will respond. As soon as I get time, I will respond in a timely fashion. If you haven't pressed the like, please press that like button. It is free. It costs you absolutely nothing. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Oh, and by the way, I hope you guys love that video. That video was for the guys. For the video I showed on yesterday rather. I know you guys enjoyed that video, so that was just a little snippet. But anyway, if you haven't pressed the like button, press that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I would love to hear your comments, your comments about this particular situation, because this is crazy. And this happened in America. This happened in Colorado. So without further ado, I'm about to play the video, and please put your comments, press that like button, and subscribe. I'm out.
A 31-year-old woman who admits to having sex with a 13-year-old boy and then becoming pregnant with his child won't face any jail time under a plea deal with prosecutors.
11 Call for Action investigative reporter Matt Kroschel is joining us live tonight. Matt, 31-year-old Andrea Serrano was facing sexual assault charges, but accepted this new plea deal to stay out of prison.
Adam, Serrano gave birth to a baby boy. She admitted to having sex with that 13-year-old. The victim's mother, who we're not going to identify in this story, tells us she is not happy with this deal offered to a woman she says ruined her son's life.
I feel like my son's robbed of his childhood. Now he's having to be a father. He's a victim, and he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life.
This mother says watching her son struggle with the reality he now faces breaks her heart.
What has this been like for your son?
It's caused him a lot of depression. He's shut down a lot.
Now she questions why this woman won't face prison time.
I feel like if she was a man and he was a little girl, it would definitely be different. They would be seeking incarceration. And I feel like because she's a woman, they're not. They're having compassion for her because she was pregnant. But I don't think they take into play, again, she was pregnant by a child. You know, that child was created from a sexual abuse.
Under terms of the plea deal the suspect signed off on, she'll be required to register as a sex offender, and the judge could sentence her to 10 years to life of sex offender intensive supervised probation. But Serrano will avoid any jail time since the DA's office dropped the original charges to a lesser charge that does not come with mandatory jail time.
What should other parents be looking for?
Don't trust anybody, honestly. I mean, you can't trust anybody now.
The victim's family says they are looking for the next steps in this case, and they'll actually ask the courts to give custody to the 13-year-old of this baby. Adam and Lindsay, what we do know is that Serrano has a hearing coming up in May where she will learn how much probation time she'll have. Currently, Serrano has full custody of the baby. Back to you.
Okay, we'll follow up on that case. Matt, thank you.